Hello students, my name is Vinit Kumar Singh, Assistant Professor, School of Pharmacy, BBD University, Lucknow. So today's topic is the beta-lactam antibiotics, continuation from the last video. And today's topic of discussion will be the cephalosporins. As we know that the last lecture we have completed penicillin, and this lecture will discuss on the topic of cephalosporins. So cephalosporins are the also beta-lactam antibiotics. They also contain a beta-lactam ring, as we can see that. So this is beta-lactam ring, 4-member ring, one side nitrogen, one side carbon compound, then attached with acyl slide chain, and there is a dihydrothiazide ring. Thiazide means there is a sulfur ring, 6-member ring, and where there is a mention is R, there is a possibility of changes of groups where there can be added different kind of groups. So cephalosporin, it's just like penicillin, but it's an advanced version of penicillin, we can say that. And cephalosporin is come after the penicillin. Some people have resistance to penicillin, so cephalosporin will work from them. So a beta-lactam bactericidal antibiotics, ये बैक्टीरियोसाइडल होता है एंटीबायोटिक्स. साइडल मीन्स एक होते हैं बैक्टीरियोस्टैटिक्स और एक होते हैं बैक्टीरियोसाइडल. तो स्टैटिक्स वो होते हैं कंपाउंड जो वो stop the growth of bacteria, not kill, just stop the growth. Sidal, bactericidal, it's called which totally kill the bacteria. So cephalosporins are the bactericidal antibiotics. So derived from semi-synthetic sources. It's derived from semi-synthetically from cephalosporin C obtained from fungus Cephalosporium acrimonium. The name of the fungus, ये एक फंगस है जिसका नाम Cephalosporium acrimonium है. ये वहाँ से डिराइव होती है, वहाँ से ये मिलती है हमें. जैसे कि पेनिसिलिन एक्सट्रैक्ट करते थे ना पेनिसिलियम नोटाटम से, उसलिए सेम थिंग इज फंगस नेम एज Cephalosporin acrimonium से मिलता है. And it contain basic structure of dihydrothiazine ring. Of course, this is a dihydrothiazine ring. From here to here, 6-member ring can attach with thia group, sulfur group or thia group. Fused to a beta-lactam ring. This dihydrothiazine ring is fused with beta-lactam ring having 2 degree. Have a secondary amino to form 7 amino cephalosporinic acid. So it's a total name. And the history of that cephalosporin. First source of cephalosporin was Cephalosporium acrimonium. What's the name of fungus? Was isolated in 1948, while penicillium will discovered in 1928, and almost in market is around 1940 and 1942 around, while the cephalosporin was discovered in 1948 by GSF. Its name of scientist is GSF from the sea near a sewer outlet of the Sardinia coast. Okay, so history. The first source of cephalosporin was cephalosporin acronym, discovered in 1948. The crude filtrate from this fungus were found to inhibit the in vitro growth of beta-lactamase producing S. aureus and to cure the streptococcal infection and typhoid fever in human. So इसको जब वहाँ से स्टार्ट किया गया फंगस से और फिर इसका इन विट्रो एक्टिविटी दी गई हमारी एस ऑरियस और टाइफाइड और स्ट्रेप्टोकोकल इन्फेक्शन पे, तो it was found that this drug is have a tremendous activity toward this kind of fungus, this kind of infection. Subsequently, Abraham and his colleagues identified three distinct antibiotics from the culture fluid of fungus. These antibiotics were named cephalosporin N, C, cephalosporin C, which were chemically related to penicillin, जो cephalosporin है chemically related to penicillin था, and cephalosporin P, a steroid antibiotic that resembled acetic acid. So जो अब्राहम जो कि एक कलीग था, साइंटिस्ट था वो भी, so when they seen that there is activity of this particular fungus extract, then they extract out the three compound from that fungus, cephalosporin N, C and P. The cephalosporin C was the totally resembled to the penicillin, and cephalosporin P was a steroidal antibiotic. The chemistry, what is the chemistry of cephalosporin? The nucleus of cephalosporins 7-amino cephalosporinic acid bears a close resemblance to 6-amino penicillinic acid. So इसका जो स्ट्रक्चर का ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलरिटी किससे है? 6-amino penicillinic acid से. The core of the basic cephalosporin molecule consists of a two-ring system, which include a beta-lactam ring. Of course, दो रिंग सिस्टम अगर बात करते हैं तो इसमें दो रिंग सिस्टम होते हैं, एक तो बीटा हो गया और दूसरा डायहाइड्रो थायाजाइड रिंग सिस्टम होती है. जो बीटा लैक्टोनिक है वो तो हमारी फार्माकोफोर है, मस्ट है, वो इंटैक्ट रहनी चाहिए थ्रू आउट द एक्टिविटी. While dihydrothiazine ring is 6-member ring and is contain thia group. The core itself can also be referred to as a 7-amino cephalosporinic acid, which can be derived from hydrolysis by the natural compound cephalosporin C. So, cephalosporin C, which derived from 7-amino cephalosporinic acid. So, basically होता क्या है इसमें? दो रिंग सिस्टम होता है इसमें. पहली रिंग जो कि बीटा लैक्टम रिंग होगी, उससे बीटा लैक्टम रिंग से फ्यूज होती है 6-member रिंग. दूसरी डायहाइड्रोथायजीन रिंग होती है वन साइड, एंड अदर साइड होते हैं आपके अल्कलाइड ग्रुप. Okay, so here we will see the mechanism of action of cephalosporins. So cephalosporins exert bactericidal effect, as we discussed. That cidal is the killing effect. In fact, in manner similar to the penicillin. The penicillin mechanism was that they inhibit the cell wall synthesis. So binding to the specific binding proteins, penicillin binding proteins, then inhibition of cell wall synthesis by inhibiting transpeptidase of peptidoglycan, transpeptidization of peptidoglycan. The peptidoglycan is taken gram positive bacteria, negative bacteria, gram positive bacteria. So क्या करता है ये बाइंड होगा थ्रू पेनिसिलिन बाइंडिंग प्रोटीन्स एंड देन इनहिबिट कर देगा पेप्टाइडोग्लाइकन सेल वॉल सिंथेसिस एंड उसके बाद देन आफ्टर द बैक्टीरिया विल डाई एक्टिवेशन ऑफ ऑटोलिटिक एंजाइमिक ऑटोलेजन और म्यूरिन so as penicillin do the cephalosporin also inhibit the cell wall synthesis by interfere with peptidoglycan chain. The structure is SAR, structure activity relationship of cephalosporins. So as we see the structure of cephalosporin, the numbering of cephalosporin according to CS start from yes. So position 1 will go to the sulfur compound, and then 2, 3, 4, and position number 5 give to nitrogen compound. And this numbering, this nomenclature according to CS. So so one of the main substituent position is 7 acylamine substituents. क्या होता है पहले? Acylation of amino group generally increases the potency against gram-positive bacteria, but it is accompanied by a decrease in gram-negative potency. Okay, so acylation of amino group क्या होता है जनरली? इंक्रीज पोटेंसी बढ़ जाती है ग्राम पॉजिटिव के जितने ग्राम पॉजिटिव बैक्टीरिया के अगेंस्ट. दूसरा होता है कि हाई एंटीबैक्टीरियल एक्टिविटी is observed only when the new acyl group are derived from carboxylic acid or gram-positive bacteria. Then substituent on the aromatic ring that increases lipophilicity provide higher gram-positive activity and generally lower gram-negative activity. The phenyl ring in the side chain can be replaced with other heterocyclic with improved spectrum of activity and pharmacokinetic property, and these include thiophene, tetrazole, pyridine, furan, and aminothiazoles. And the next sorry. So basically होता क्या है, अगर ग्रुप 7 पे असाइलेशन किया हमने असाइलेशन ऑफ अमाइनो एसिड का, तो क्या होगा कि पोटेंसी ग्राम पॉजिटिव के प्रति बढ़ जाएगी बट डिक्रीज नेगेटिव ग्राम नेगेटिव के लिए. सो वैसे वर्षा हो जाएगा. असाइलेशन ऑफ अमाइनो ग्रुप एसिटाइल हमने उसको एसाइलेशन कर दिया, एसिटाइल ग्रुप ऐड कर दिया, तो अभी उसकी क्या हो जाएगी, इस ग्रुप की जो पोटेंसी बढ़ जाएगी ग्राम पॉजिटिव के लिए, लेकिन उतनी ही नेगेटिव हो जाएगी ग्राम नेगेटिव के लिए। तो दूसरा पॉइंट जो है कि बैक्टीरियासाइडल जो एक्टिविटी इसकी बढ़ेगी, इंक्रीज होगी अगर हम इस पे असाइल एक न्यू असाइल ग्रुप ऐड कर देते हैं जो कि डेरिवेटिव ऑफ कार्बोलिक एसिड का। तो सेम होता है कि सब्स्टिट्यूएंट जो है एरोमेटिक रिंग जो हमारी that increase क्या कराती है लिपोफिलिसिटी provide higher gram positive activity and generally lower gram negative activity. Lipophilicity will increase if any substitution happen on uh, ring aromatic ring. उससे होगा क्या, जो एक्टिविटी फिर से क्या होगा ग्राम पॉजिटिव के लिए बढ़ जाएगी और ग्राम नेगेटिव के लिए कम हो जाएगी। उसके बाद होती है फिनाइल रिंग। पूरे जो फिनाइल रिंग द साइड चेन कैन बी रिप्लेस्ड विद द हेटेरो। अगर इसकी जगह और कोई ऐसे फिनाइल रिंग है, इसकी जगह कोई और ring with improved spectrum of activity pharmacokinetic property and these include thiophenes. अगर जो फिनॉल रिंग को हम चेंज कर दें किसी और रिंग के साथ तो एक्टिविटी बढ़ जाएगी। C3 पोजीशन का पोजीशन नंबर 3 सब्स्टिट्यूशन, वहां पे देखेंगे क्या होगा। द नेचर ऑफ कार्बन 3 सब्स्टिट्यूएंट्स इन्फ्लुएंसेस pharmacokinetic and pharmacological properties as well as antibacterial activity. Modification at carbon 3 position has been made to reduce the degradation lactone or deacetyl cephalosporin of cephalosporins. So the next one is pyridine and imidazole replaced acetoxy groups. How improved acid activity against P. aureus, displacement of acetoxy group by azide and yields derivative with a relatively low gram negative activity. Displacement with aromatic thiols of 3 acetoxy group result in an enhancement of activity against gram negative bacteria with improved pharmacokinetic property. Replacement of acetoxy group at C3 position with CH methane chlorine has resulted in only active compounds. Oxidation of ring sulfur to sulfur dioxide or sulfone greatly diminish or destroy the antibacterial activity. Replacement of sulfur with oxygen lead to oxyspam, जिससे with the increased antibacterial activity because of its enhanced acylation power or acylating power. Similarly, a replacement of sulfur with methylene group has greater chemical stability and longer half-life, and the carbolic acid. So basically, the carboxylic acid or carboxylic group of position 4 has been converted into ester product to increase bioavailability of cephalosporins, and these can be given orally as well. Example includes ciprofloxacin. So the carboxylic group of position 4 has been converted into ester prodrugs to increase viability of cephalosporins, and these can be given orally as well. Examples include ciprofloxacin acetyl and ciprodoxin proxetil. The 10th point is allophonic acid linkage or allophonic linkage at C3 and 4 is essential for antibacterial activity. Isomerization of double bond to 2 or 3 position leads to great loss in antibacterial activity. Here is some very summarized form of this SIR. This is form, this is this form, trans beta lactam ring. So next one is cephalosporin degradation. So as same as penicillin, there is also beta lactam enzyme or penicillin enzyme. तो acylase then 7 amino cephalosporinic acid बनेगा, hydrogen add and water loss, क्योंकि इधर दूसरी साइड भी deacetylation होगा and then final compound ये बनेगा cephalosporinic acid and then finally degrade होके वो यूरिन के थ्रू निकल जाएगा. तो होता है कि रेजिस्टेंस, हाउ इट रेजिस्टेंस अकर. रेजिस्टेंस क्या होता है? एक्वायर्ड रेजिस्टेंस टू cephalosporin could be due to alteration in the target protein. So पहला पॉइंट है alteration in target protein. For example, if cephalosporin lactone peptidoglycan, so क्या हो जाए कि पेप्टाइडोग्लाइकोन का जिस पॉइंट पे वो अटैच कर रहा है उसका स्ट्रक्चर ही चेंज हो जाए, तो दैट्स व्हाई क्या होगा, cephalosporin will not bind. If not bind, then ultimate the activity will lose and एक तरीके से वो रेजिस्टेंस बोल देंगे उसको. वाई रेजिस्टेंस? कि वो ड्रग को एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर रहा है. सो प्रोटीन टारगेट एनो कोई भी हो जहाँ पे भी एक्ट करना है, अगर उस प्रोटीन का स्ट्रक्चर चेंज हो जाए या उसके टारगेट में कुछ हो जाए तो वापस बाइंड नहीं करेगी. दूसरा होता है कि impermeability to the antibiotic, preventing it from reaching its site of action. Impermeability means कि cephalosporin, suppose that cephalosporin will have to cross the cell wall. So अगर impermeability अगर कम हो जाएगी, डिक्रीज हो जाएगी, तो क्या होगा, ड्रग क्रॉस नहीं करेगी और फिर एक्टिविटी आएगी नहीं. थर्ड पॉइंट है कि cephalosporinase बीटा लैक्टामेज अगेंस्ट द स्पेसिफिक cephalosporin. सो ये तरीके से एंजाइम होता है, जैसे कि पेनिसिलिन के लिए पेनिसिलिनेज था, अच्छा cephalosporin के लिए cephalosporinase होता है, जो कि क्या होता है, cephalosporin को डिग्रेड कर देता है सन स्पेसिफिक cephalosporin. They are not susceptible to hydrolysis by staphylococcal penicillinase. Cephalosporin may be susceptible to extend spectrum beta lactamases, that is cefazolin is susceptible to staphylococcus beta lactamase. So basically 3 पॉइंट जो मेन होते हैं किसी भी ड्रग के रेजिस्टेंट हैपन के, कि फर्स्ट वन है अल्ट्रेशन इन टारगेट प्रोटीन्स का अल्ट्रेशन हो जाए, इम्परमेबिलिटी की लॉस हो जाए। दूसरा सेफेलोस्पोरेज जो है वो एंजाइम के थ्रू उसको डिग्रेड कर दे। There is many generation of cephalosporins according to their potency, activity, and efficacy. The first generation cephalosporins like cephalothene, cephalaxin, yeah, this is cephalothene and this is cephalaxin have lower activity than penicillin, but they have broader spectrum action. How lower activity क्या होता है, इनकी एक्टिविटी जो है have lower activity than penicillin but have broader spectrum action, is still susceptible to beta lactamase degradation. क्या होगा इनकी पेनिसिलिन बट दे हैव ब्रॉडर स्पेक्ट्रम, इनकी जो ब्रॉडर स्पेक्ट्रम हो जाता है कि ज़्यादा बैक्टीरिया को कवर करते हैं किल में, और ये बीटा लैक्टोमेज एंजाइम के थ्रू डिग्रेड हो जाते हैं। The steric shield help to improve stability toward beta lactamase degradation but prove to reduce antibiotic। इसका स्टेरिक एक्शन या स्टेरिक केमिस्ट्री इज डिफरेंट। सो ये कंप्लीटली डिग्रेडेशन नहीं होता है, लेकिन फिर भी इनका एक्टिविटी लॉस तो हो ही जाता है। तो क्या है सेफेलोराइडिन, ये भी फर्स्ट जनरेशन का है सेफेलोस्पोरिन है, सेफेलोराइडिन। इसके पोजीशन नंबर 3 पे सब्स्टिट्यूशन है और यहाँ पे पोजीशन नंबर 7 पे भी। Have a good leaving group pyridinium and this improve activity. This group is not hydrolyzable compared to the acetyloxy group found in cephalothene, poorly absorbed from the gut because it will be ionized all the time, only given parenterally. They have methoxy group at C7 which make them active against the resistance strain. They have carbamide group at C3 that increase stability toward hydrolysis compared to the acetyloxy group found in first generation. First generation derivatives. So cephalosporin, ये broad spectrum is activity greater resistance to beta lactamases, more stable orally toward hydrolysis. Other agents are the oxynocephalosporin, have the amino-methoxy group at the alpha carbon in the acyl side chain. This increases stability toward beta lactamase. ये होता है cephaloxime. Cephaloxime, one of the drugs very common in market. And third generation cephalosporins. Third generation cephalosporins like so. This is third generation. Here the aminothiazole ring has replaced the furor ring of ciprofloxacin. This enhanced the penetration through the outer membrane of gram-negative bacteria, increased the affinity for transpeptidase, not recommended as first-line therapy to the rapid development of resistance. This third generation is like ceftriaxone, cefotaxime, and ceftriaxone. These are the very potent drug and very highly, susceptible to resistance. So these kind of drug uh, should not consider for the first line of treatment. If anyone have infection, so need antibiotics. So start with the lower one, and if there is a condition, there have to uh, need a higher version. So go for this because they have if have a good benefits, so have also a negative impact like resistance and other toxic effect. This is, and the next one, cefdnr. It has broad spectrum activity, more active on gram-negative bacteria, infections such as respiratory, skin, and soft tissue infections. Estimated oral viability is 20 to 25%. Why? Log P इसका 0.02 and pK value 3.27. This is the fourth generation. This is most this is advanced one and have a very good activities like cephalosporin and cephipim and cephpirom. This is a fourth generation cephalosporin and very good activity, but they have also some term and conditions they should not consider as a first line treatment. They have a positively charged group at C3 which become a good leaving group during the binding with the transpeptidase. They are more polar than the old generation. Better penetration for the outer membrane of gram-negative bacteria, more stable towards beta-lactamase. And what will be the therapeutic uses? So pharyngitis में भी यूज करते हैं इसको, tonsillitis, bronchitis, pneumonia, urinary tract infections, skin and bone infection, meningitis, surgical prophylaxis. So these are the area where it is used. Okay, so these are therapeutic uses. And these are adverse effects like diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, pain and inflammation of the injection site, pseudomembranous colitis, allergic reaction, disulfiram-like effect like rashes and alcohol, bleeding. These contain MTT and seroconversion version of direct Coombs test from negative to positive. अब से pharmacokinetic क्या होता है? Except first and some of second generation, all cephalosporin are administered parentally, well distributed in body fluid, cross placenta and secrete in breastfeeding milk. So this is not safe in pregnancy because will it will cross the placenta and it will easily reach in baby's circulation and also uh, affect a very negative impact. Therapeutic level in CSF are achieved only with third generation cephalosporin, 20 to 30% bound to plasma proteins, 80 to 90% excreted unchanged in urine. Elimination occur through tubular secretion, glomerular filtration, and cefoperazone and ceftriaxone are excreted through bile. So thank you very much for listening me, and I hope this lecture will put some knowledge, will put some additional knowledge to you. Thank you very much for listening us.